they are the same height, they are wearing the same clothes, they're wearing the same hair, the next question that is coming to you is, are you guys twins? You are different. You are unique. You are an individual. You have a mind of your own. You are separate. You are not the same as another person. Nobody is your competition. You are blessed. You have your own strength. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronica. Welcome. I am so glad to be back. In my last video, I remember that I made a special announcement. I mentioned that I'll be doing a series about my book, and here we are now. So this is the first video in the series of my book. For those of you that are already aware, I wrote a book in 2021 where I shared my story, a whole lot of my story in this book, and the title is Finding the Silver Lining, 25 Lessons in 25 Years. So the reason why I'm making this video is because a number of people do not just enjoy reading. So I would just explain the inspiration behind the book and give you some backstory, and then I would pick the lessons one after the other and explain what happened, the story I shared, the lessons we learned. So it's just like making short videos out of the old book to explain to you so you can just watch and learn. So this is lesson 1, and because it's lesson 1, I just want to give you a summary around the book, the makeup of the book, the structure, the title and all. So I'm going to be starting from the inspiration behind the book. I mentioned in my last video when I talked about my book, where I talked about starting, why you find it hard to start. I mentioned that I always had a dream to write a book, but I found it difficult to start because I was overthinking it and all. But I couldn't rest until I did it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. If you're in this shoe as well and you find yourself thinking about doing a particular thing and you can't stop thinking about it until you start, then this is your cue to start. Before we go on, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly do so now. I would be so glad. It will encourage me to continue. Before now, I have actually been encouraged and motivated by the engagements I've been getting, but let's keep doing it. Let me keep saying that you guys are learning and you guys are picking one or two things from my videos. If there is any other content or content idea that you have for me, be sure to share in comments so that we can make ourselves happy. Going back to what I was saying, my book came out of the desire to just share my story, and it was getting to the time where I was going to be 25. So I was going to be 25 and I really just wanted to put something out, and then I decided to start working on it. I think I started working on the book about 6 months before it was going to be February. My birthday is in February. It was going to be February of my 25th birthday. I started and I could not even complete it by February, but I made sure that it still came out that year. So it was in July that I was able to publish the book. So the inspiration was just to share my story, and then I decided I was going to pick out lessons from my life and just make it up to 25, and that was how this book came about. Let's talk about the title, Finding the Silver Lining. What's the meaning? What does silver lining mean? Silver lining is a situation where you are looking out for the good in a bad situation. Okay, so there is a bad situation and you're like, you want to know what good is going to bring. Whatever situation that happens to you, I feel that there is a reason why it is happening. And so if you do not have that mindset that there is a reason why whatever is happening to you is happening, then you might just start blaming God or start feeling dejected and saying, why must this happen to me? Why must that happen to me? And I'm even going to be referring to the book of the Bible that says in Romans, I think Romans 8:28, that says, all things work for the good of those that love God. Okay, so there's a reason why what is happening to you. I'm trying to say that whatever it is that happens to you, if you take your time to look at it, there is going to be an advantage that will come out from it. But the truth is that you have to find it. You have to look for what it is that you want to make out of that situation. That's why people say that when life throws lemons, make lemonade out of it. So it's just me encouraging or telling you that life will not always be a walk in the park. It will not always be rosy like you might have expected. Okay, but always remember that after the rain or after darkness, after cloud, there will still always be light. Okay, so whatever situation you find yourself, it's up to you to look out for the good in it and focus on that alone. Whatever it is that is happening to you, whatever bad situation, you just have to find the good in it and make use of it. That's just the explanation. So now let's move to the structure of the book, how I broke down the stories. I wrote 25 lessons. In each of those lessons, I have at least one story to explain my point, and the lesson is going to teach you something. So let's delve into today's lesson. Lesson 1: you are different and you are unique. That's the lesson. You are different. You are unique. You are an individual. You have a mind of your own. You are separate. You are not the same as another person. In my own case, I was born as a twin. So it was quite difficult to realize on time that we were two separate entities. So I'm going to give you the backstory because this is the first lesson. So in my preface, I shared how I was a twin and we were born 4 minutes apart. Although she's the older twin, I am the younger twin. But you know the way when people see twins, they are always just comparing. Because when we were younger, my mom would dress us alike, she'd give us the same clothes, exactly the same. If I see a picture, I would put it around somewhere. And then she would dress us alike, make the same hair for us, wear the same shoes, even when we were not identical. Ordinarily when people see that these people, they're not identical, but they are the same height, they are wearing the same clothes, they're wearing the same hair, the next question that is coming to you is, are you guys twins? Or they ask my mom, are your children twins? Right? But other people that grew up with us already knew that we were twins. So that comparison was just always there. People were just always watching and like, okay, this one looks dark, this one looks fair, this one is fat, this one has body, this one is slim, this one is quiet, this one is very loud. So there was that comparison, and we were just always in people's face. It just made me believe that maybe that's how life is. You can't just be an individual. People would always compare you with others. And when it's now you that has the negative comments, right, it makes you feel bad. Imagine that they're saying that, okay, you are the fat one, or you are the talkative, you are the shy one. In your mind, you're like, okay, it starts affecting you somehow. So that comparison was always there. And I did not realize in time that you can actually live an individual life because you are different. You are different and you are totally unique. Your identity is different. Even if you're a twin, even if you're not a twin, you are different. All of this began to happen, and then I just had to make that my first lesson to tell you that for you to even start building the foundation of self-love, self-development, and believing in yourself, the first thing you have to understand is that you are different and you are unique. At a point in time in our lives, we couldn't be on the same level anymore. We couldn't be in the same class, we couldn't go to the same schools, we couldn't do the same things anymore. The things that we usually do before as twins, we couldn't do it anymore. And then it became kind of strange because we were always used to doing things together. So it was a major concern for my parents. They were always like, oh, what's happening? You're no longer in the same class, you're not going to the same school, which was beyond our control, to be honest. If they had the opportunity or option, they will keep it that way, that we stayed together and we were just because we were twins. So it took us time to understand that we were totally different people. And now this is me putting it to you to tell you that imagine that happened to us as twins. What about people that are totally different? Like you're not twins, you probably just met the person in your class, your classmates, your colleagues, or your siblings, but not twins. You're just few years apart, and you keep comparing yourself with them, saying that this person is more beautiful, this person is more boxed up, all of that. How about that? If as twins we realize later that we're going to be unique, or we're supposed to be unique and live our individual lives, how much more you that are not even twins, you're comparing yourself with other people, right? That's even on another level. At this point, I'll mention to you that there would always be someone more beautiful in the room. There would always be someone that is more intelligent, more outspoken, and if you decide that you're going to feel intimidated by that, then it's going to be at your own loss, because that would always be there. It can't change. It can never change. The best thing for you to do is for you to understand that you are different, you're unique, nobody is your competition, you are blessed, you have your own strength, even if you have your weakness, but you have your strengths that you can maximize and can use to your advantage. Share the story of our birth and how we're no longer on the same path. And even when I think back and remember how people usually compare us and say, this person was this person was that, this person is the smartest, this person is the talkative, this person is not the talkative. When I think about how people compare us, the truth is that they were all wrong. They were all wrong, and they were only just making assumptions because they really did not know us. So people might just be judging you or looking at you based on what they see, not what is really inside of you, because you are not showing your full self. So until you start to show yourself in a light where you want people to see you, how you want people to see you, then people would just see you based on their assumptions. So make sure that you learn from these lessons by understanding that you're unique and you're different, and you can live your life on your own without comparing yourself to other people, without using other people as a benchmark. So you can survive living and loving yourself, okay, using your strengths, and then not depending on other people to survive. So that's the end of the lesson here. I'm going to leave you with this final word to say that survival is of the mind, and until you decide that you're going to live your life as the unique individual that you are not going to master or harness your individual identity. Because this is the first lesson, I'm going to be teaching you our mantra, which we are going to be using in the course of the other lessons. And it goes like this: I am bold, I am brave, I will not be discouraged, I will always find the silver lining. I want you to say this to yourself all the time. Remind yourself that you are unique and you are different, and you would always find a silver lining in whatever life throws at you. Thank you guys for watching my video. At this point, I'll remind you to subscribe, like, share, comment, engage with me, follow me on my social media, especially Instagram, where I am very active. I will put in my handle somewhere on the screen, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys.